Patty, would you like to lead us in a song before we start?
Motion to return in from recess.
You good? Second. Got a motion second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Vote aye. Thank you, Dan. Let's do a quick roll call. Mr. Matthews is with us online. Mr. Blount? Mr. Taylor? Here. Mr. Davidson? Here. Barnes is here. Thank you. Because Dan is online, we still have a quorum here. Do we need to worry about item number 1? Discussion possible action set date, time, place, meeting will reconvene in the event of technical difficulties.
PM today in the BOC room. That would be June 16th, 3 PM.
Second. First and second for June 16th, 3 PM in the BOCC room. Mr. Matthews?
Aye.
Mr. Blau?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Aye.
Mr. Davidson?
Aye.
And Barnes is an aye. Thank you. Motion to reopen item number 3.
Second.
Motion second. Mr. Matthews?
Aye.
Mr. Blau?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Aye.
Mr. Davidson?
Aye.
And Barnes is an aye. Thank you. Emergency management update. I sent a note yesterday evening, hopefully you received, to the Everyone group, reminding them to not let our guard down, and kind of some updates and some additional information. I spent close to 4 hours researching yesterday evening, and I read a lot of articles, and information really has not changed much. It all depends on who you look at. About every issue that I came up with, I could find opposing points of view, opposing opinions, everything from multiple physicians and other recognized experts saying that the surge is in part due to increased testing, and the same number saying that it is not. The same is true with surge due to Memorial Day, the same saying it is not. Some saying surge is due to protest, others saying it is not. So it's a issue of where you go for information and striking a balance in all that information, which is certainly I encourage everyone to do. On the usual reporting items that I have, U.S., Canada, and Mexico have agreed to extend non-essential travel ban for border crossings that is now closed until July 21st. State Health Department statistics in Oklahoma. I'll distribute just before I go into that.
Motion to receive document.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to receive the document. Mr. Matthews?
Aye.
Mr. Blau?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Aye.
Mr. Davidson?
Yes.
And Barnes is an aye. As I go through some of the statistics, you will see them listed on here. I've got a few additional pieces of information. We can look at this document here in a minute. In generality, State Health Department report released a little earlier today, 8,645 positive test results, with, depending on where you look in that very same report, either 363 or 359 virus-related fatalities. I believe the accurate number to be 363 because they're reporting 4 additional fatalities from yesterday, but it is ambiguous in the report. Largest numbers in Oklahoma County was 64 and Tulsa County was 64. It's interesting, Tulsa now has more documented positive cases than Oklahoma County, but the fatality count is the same. Cleveland County is at 40, and 79% of fatalities had at least one comorbidity situation, with 194 fatalities in long-term care and nursing home cases. 263,882 tests since February, with 10,130 or 3.8% positive, and 6,628 Oklahomans have recovered of the known ill with diagnosed COVID-19. 1,117 cumulative virus-related hospitalizations. And there's currently 98 COVID cases hospitalized. Average age is 64.6, and 58 of those 98 are in ICU. In Oklahoma County, 1,673 positive cases with 64 fatalities. 1,333 recovered from documented cases with a 96.2 survival rate. Did not get updated numbers on through the door for yesterday, so I can't share that, but I will update this other document as soon as I do receive that. What I attempted to provide here is some ongoing longer-term statistics so you can compare and look at trends and have a better idea as opposed to just a static number for today. Unless there is further discussion or any questions, that concludes my report. So,
positive test is that's the cumulative number.
That's correct.
On the, make sure I'm reading this correctly. On
Sure.
the ventilators available,
Mhm.
the number, the 840, for instance, in the first, the 6.2, the 844, that's the number available, which represents 85% of
The number of ventilators.
So today, we're at 68% available. So in other words, 32% of ventilators are being utilized.
That or for whatever reason are not
Are not
available. Right.
So there are, between today and June the 12th, 179 ventilators have come offline for some reason, either utilized or not working.
Apparently so, correct. Early on, there was sharing with other states, but when you're looking at these kind of numbers, I don't know that that's still continuing.
David, do we have a breakdown of tests within, since phase 3 opened, as they break down by age demographic?
I could certainly check. They have pretty extensive statistics, although accuracy is, as I've stated, at times an issue. Excuse me, but I will certainly take a look. And to clarify, you're looking at age demographics since phase 3 opening, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, I will take a look at that for you. They do have a pretty extensive age breakdown, about maybe 6 or 7 different subdivisions.
Motion to receive update.
Second.
Motion and second to receive the update. Mr. Matthews,
Aye.
Mr. Blount,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Aye.
Mr. Davidson,
Aye.
and Barnes is an aye. Thank you. Item number 4, motion to reopen. Item number 4. I will make that motion. Can I get a second? Second. Mr. Matthews,
Aye.
Mr. Blount,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Aye.
Mr. Davidson,
Aye.
and Barnes is an aye. Thank you. Presentation information from BLCC departments. Just wanted to update you on some information I got from Christy out at Social Services. Really more in regard to the Unemployment Security Commission. They're currently serving customers by appointment only for this week and next week. And after next week, their plans are to, quote, open more fully. And they are anticipating large numbers of people at that point, and they will have OHP on site to assist with, quote, crowd control measures, unquote. She doesn't think it's going to be unruly or crazy. They're just experiencing anticipated larger numbers. They're already doing pretty significant protective measures, including only, but they're expecting.
As I recall, they have a separate entrance.
That's correct.
Hello?
Thank you, sir.
Are you waiting on me?
No, sir. Unless you have an update or information from another DOCC department, how about your unemployment numbers?
I think if Karen's still in the room, she can give. I think there were only 17 yesterday. I believe that's the number she gave me. But I do have a sheet that Karen will hand out to you. I polled our department heads yesterday and asked them where they were on the status of bringing people back and what kind of operations they're running. And the sheet that she's giving you gives a breakdown by department of the status of employees in the BOCC and where each department is in returning people to work in the building, although many of us are continuing to work people at home on a rotational basis. So just an update for your information. Make sure that you have an understanding of where our BOCC departments are.
Very good. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate you taking the lead on that. Motion to accept this document.
Second.
Motion second. All in favor of Mr. Matthews?
Aye.
Mr. Blount? Yes. Mr. Taylor? Aye. Mr. Davidson?
Aye.
Barnes is an aye. Thank you.
There's one.
Yeah.
Look at the fourth on the bottom. On my accounting department. Awaiting some results. Were you aware? Was anyone aware of that other than Tom receiving this?
I was not, and I actually spoke with Anita about a week and a half ago on PPE and took some items over there to her, but at that time.
Let me speak to that. There was an attorney who was working in the law library who tested positive, and out of precaution, 2 of the 3 employees that had exposure to that individual have gone for testing. We don't have any positive tests from them right now. We're waiting on results. Vanita is still working in the law library, but it is closed, and she's doing administrative duties there now.
And Dan, thank you for that. When you mentioned that 3 people that had contact with this attorney, are those 3 people that were identified via some type of contact tracing? Do we know if?
No, the attorney notified them that he had tested positive.
And you know when he went in for these tests, not him, these law library employees?
One of them went in last Friday, and the other one, I believe, on Monday.
And was this a private bar attorney? Do you know?
I'm sorry.
Was this a member of the private bar or an ADA? I assume it wasn't an ADA or a PD.
No, it was a private attorney.
You said he was working in there. Do they routinely set up shop in there?
No, he was there, I believe, making some copies. I don't think he was in there for probably more than 10 or 15 minutes, but both of the employees had pretty close exposure to the individual.
John, regarding that question, I've met with Anita on 3 different occasions, pre-reopening, if you will, and then I also met with her board or whatever that group is called. There was a judge and a couple of attorneys, and met with that group, and then subsequently with Anita. She's implemented from very early on some very, what I would consider restrictive but appropriate measures. They're not allowed to just cruise through the books at the tables and all those kinds of things. If they want to document, a staff member will retrieve that for them. And they can sit there at that one table and use that document. They've limited the number of computers for research to, I think, 2, and those, they're issuing gloves to people using that, and they clean thoroughly afterward. They're also issuing masks to people who come in and limiting the number of people in that facility. very strict guidance. I think it's very appropriate considering it's a hands-on type operation. She's done a great job over there.
Yeah, and I appreciate putting it doing all she
Yeah.
can. This is just one of those areas where, due to no fault, counties, we take steps to mitigate that. End up having a problem.
Sure. Dan, thank you again for pulling this document together. I'm asking Karen has it too. Thank
You bet.
you. Any further question or discussion for Dan on this update? Any information from other BOCC departments? No other information that was provided to anyone?
Would you like?
I would entertain a motion to accept reports on item number 4. In favor, Mr. Matthews.
Aye.
Mr. Blouse. Yes. Mr. Taylor.
Aye.
Mr. Davidson. Aye. Barnes is an aye. That passed. Any updates, information from facilities management? Item number 6, update possible information from county clerk, county court clerk, county treasurer, county sheriff, county assessor, district attorney, public defender, county courts. Seeing and hearing none. Motion to reopen item number 7.
Yes. Second.
Motion is second. All in favor, Mr. Matthews.
Aye.
Mr. Black. Mr. Taylor.
Aye.
Mr. Davidson.
Aye.
Barnes is an aye. Thank you. Discussion review possible action regarding reentry provisions and plans for Oklahoma County Office of Facility.
Tim, do you have an item on the BOCC agenda tomorrow that would allow for any discussion, or updates or possible recommendations from this group?
Not that I'm aware of, unless somebody put a recurring, we do not have a specific item.
The reason I'm asking, I know the issue of masks, whether you could require them or we can require them, but we can't enforce them, so therefore we're not going to require, et cetera. And so we had previously said to ride the elevators, you need to wear a mask. And now it's recommended. We have received in our office some communication from some folks that work in this building, either county and or state employees, but people that work in this building or across the way that are concerned because their people are not wearing masks. And so what I would like for us to discuss is the possibility of making one of our elevators in this building and one of the elevators in the courthouse a required mask elevator. If I'm doing my part by wearing a mask, try to limit exposure to myself and others, and there are other individuals that choose not to do so, not only are they risking their own health, they're risking my health. And if our employees, whether it's 1, 10, 100, or all of them, feel that they're not safe here because there are people who are choosing not to wear a mask on the elevator, then I think we need to try to come up with a solution. And so I think perhaps an elevator, a masked elevator, if you will, would be a good means of doing that. So I'd like to see us have some discussion about that. I mean, there is no denying when you look at these numbers that we are seeing a rise in cases. Now, of course, they're not all in Oklahoma County, but there is a corresponding increase in Oklahoma County. By way of kind of a little story, I was walking down the stairs today while wearing a mask, and an individual behind me was on the phone saying he was in the county courthouse trying not to get people sick or to get sick himself. However, he wasn't wearing a mask. No, we can't ensure, but we sure can try our best. And so I would ask that as soon as possible, we would make a recommendation to the BOCC that they would implement one elevator in the courthouse, one elevator in the annex as a mask elevator. I don't want to hear about we can't enforce it.
In regard, I'm not going to bring that issue up because we're clear on that. A couple of things do come to mind. I think a key overriding factor is people will be making a choice of which elevator they want. So I'm thinking that would alleviate us in regard to legal considerations. And if they choose one or the other, a delay would be their choice also if they're having to wait on, say, the mast elevator or whatever. Would you agree with that? I'm just throwing darts at what might come up. I'm fine with your recommendation.
Individuals can also choose to get off and ride something else if they do not feel safe. They can choose to get on. They can choose to wear. You can choose not to wear. Funny little thing about the Constitution, it's freedom of choice.
Yeah,
If you do not wish to be on an elevator that could be detrimental to your health, get off the elevator or
Get off
ask the
the elevator
individual to
to
get
go.
off the elevator.
and thereby create a possible confrontation. What I'm trying to eliminate is that situation by putting up a sign that says mask required.
I get
I mean, I got no problem asking somebody to get off an elevator, but then it's going to turn into a confrontation, right?
it's possible. It's also possible that the individual just gets off. If it turns into a confrontation, you also still have the choice just to get off and avoid the confrontation.
I have a choice to get off and then wait to get on an elevator with somebody else that's not going to wear a mask. I know I can take the stairs and yeah. It's kind of like the vaccine issue, right? I'm not going to vaccinate my child because you vaccinate your child. You're relying on me to provide you with your safety, not you personally.
No, I know what you're saying.
I don't think it's unreasonable that we should have an elevator that is dedicated to people who want to wear masks. I don't. So you guys can vote it down. That's my motion. Whether it gets a second or not, that's fine. Whether it's impractical or not, I don't care. If it makes our employees feel better, I think that's what we need to try to do.
Providing them an option is what sounds like you're trying to do. And I did, by the way, mention elevators and other confined spaces in that email that I sent out last night. Right, I've got a motion on the floor to make a recommendation to BOCC at the earliest possible moment for a designated required mask use elevator in the annex and one in the courthouse. Is that correct, Mr. Black?
Yes, sir.
Makes me wonder about the gentleman in the law library, if he was symptomatic. Whatever one he was in. Do I hear a second? Hearing none, motion failed to receive a second. Other discussion, items on number 7.
Motion to receive updates.
Second.
Motion second to receive updates. Mr. Matthews?
Aye.
Mr. Blau? Yes. Mr. Taylor?
Aye.
Mr. Davidson?
Aye.
Barnes is an aye. Thank you. We have a next meeting time, June 22nd, 11:30 a.m. in the BOCC room. Board comments. District 1? District 2?
No, thank you.
District 3?
No, thank you.
Mr. Matthews?
No, thank you.
And none for me. Very good. Do we want to recess this meeting? Or do we want to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Got a motion? Do I hear a second? Second. Motion second to adjourn. Mr. Matthews?
Aye.
Mr. Blau? Aye. Mr. Taylor? Aye. Mr. Davidson?
Aye.
Barnes is an aye. Thank you. We stand adjourned. Thank you, gentlemen.